Hello and welcome back. We are continuing our discussion in the finance unit. And in this lesson, we are going to talk about loan payments. And that would be for any type of loan: home loan, car loan, personal loan, student loan. All of them will use this same formula. And I'm going to start out with a problem. But first, let's look at the formula, which I have put here at the bottom. Now, when you first look at this formula, it looks very similar in formatting to the formula we used in our last lesson on saving for a financial goal. However, in this formula from the last section, we used FV, future value. We were trying to figure out the payment so that we could reach a financial goal. Maybe we want to save $5,000 in the future or $20,000 or whatever the amount was. This is the formula that we would use, whatever we want to save in order to reach a financial goal. This formula in this lesson uses PV, present value. What that means is whatever the loan is worth today. For example, if you buy a car for $10,000, today the loan is worth $10,000, not the car necessarily. Same thing with a personal loan or a student loan. Whatever is owed, that becomes your present value. A couple other things to note is that if you are entering this into your calculator, just doing the calculations, the exponent here on the denominator is negative, and that's important. The other part is we want to make sure we do this calculation of the 1 plus r over n raised to the negative nt. That is done first, and then whatever that results in, that will be subtracted from 1. If you are using the app, do not enter this as negative. Just do it the regular way that we've done for capital N. Will be little n times t. Now that we have all the explanation out of the way, let's do this problem. Grace has a credit card balance of $4,500 and would like to pay it off before she graduates. She is currently being charged an APR of 21.5%. This will be our rate, and it needs to be a decimal, and it is compounded monthly. So this is my little n. We're going to come back to this statement that says, although not typical for most credit cards, we can use this formula since she will no longer be adding to her debt and placed on regular fixed monthly payments. The problem goes on to say, if she doesn't make any additional payments, how much will she pay monthly to pay off the balance in 4 years? So here's our time. And this $4,500, that is the present value. Today, what is on Grace's statement is that she owes $4,500. Let's look at this statement here. You can pay off credit cards in all different ways. If you make minimum payments, it won't be paid off as quickly. And in this problem, Grace is trying to pay it off in 4 years, and she's not going to add any more debt to this $4,500. If we were to add more charges or change the time, or if we want to make smaller payments some months and bigger payments other months, then this would be a much more complicated problem. But we'll keep it simple for now. Using the formula at the bottom of the page, we're going to get payment equals that FV, 4,500, times the rate all over the number of compoundings, which is 12, all divided by 1 minus, then parentheses 1 plus the rate all over 12 raised to the negative 12 times 4. Now, this is a great place for you to pause the video and practice your calculator skills. As you enter this into your calculator, verify that you get $140.56 a month. That's how much she's going to pay in her payment. The next question says, how much interest will Grace pay? Just a reminder, we cannot use I equals PRT because I equals PRT is for simple interest. So to figure out how much we pay in interest, we need all the payments, and then we'll subtract off the loan amount. And I'm just going to use loan amount here just as a generic term. Here it's balance on our credit card. All right, so the payments are going to be $140.56 paid every month for 4 years, minus the loan amount or credit card balance of $4,500. This will equal $6,746.88 minus $4,500. The amount of interest paid will be $2,246.88. If you are using the app on your graphing calculator, just a reminder, the steps, click apps, then enter, it'll say finance, then we will do enter again because it's on the TVM solver. Then we will fill in these arguments. Capital N is little n times t, which is 12 times 4. The app will do the calculation for you, or you can put it in as 48. The choice is yours. The interest has to be put in as a percent. That's what this percent sign is here for, to remind you to put in the percent. The PV is 4,500. Payment is what we're solving for, so I'm going to come back to that. FV is going to be 0 because in the future, this credit card will be paid off and the value of it will be 0. Our PY and CY, these are both little n. Once you have all those arguments filled in, you're going to arrow up to the payment argument. You're going to click the alpha button, then followed by the enter button, and your answer should match exactly. So that's how you do a loan payment.